100 years of Filipino music. Is it finally recognized? Is anyone recognizing that? I could say that I am, confidently. I absolutely love OPM songs and I cannot get tired of them. I've been listening to them nonstop, especially on my way to the Philippines. I listened to Dionella, for example, and I love that song, by the way. I reacted it out on my channel, but there's so many OPM songs that I've fallen in love with and share with my friends, and they didn't even know about it. But when they did, they were like, wow, I can't believe I haven't. And that's exactly how I felt. So I can't wait to watch this video that you guys have linked to me, basically showing the 100 years of Filipino music and maybe why America has ignored Filipino music for 100 years. I'm excited for this video. Come join me, please. Let's go.
The Grammy goes to
look what it is.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Filipino artists are breaking records in the music scene today, and for over a century actually.
Yes.
A lot of our Philam music history started in the 1920s. Musicians being a part of those speakeasies. So a lot of that hasn't been documented.
In the 1950s, Sugar Pie
I
DeSanto,
love this video
born
so
to
far.
a Filipino father, hit #4 on the Billboard R&B chart.
Hey.
In the 1960s, Joe Bataan helped launch the Latin soul movement
Bataan.
with hits like Gypsy Woman, widely embraced as Latino until he identified as Afro-Filipino. In the 1970s, Filipina sisters June and Jean Millington with fellow Pinay Brie Darling founded
roll?
Fanny, the first all-women rock band signed to a major
snap.
US label. In the 1990s, Jocelyn Enriquez became one of the first Filipino Americans signed to a major US label.
That's amazing,
Her
bro.
Billboard charting single, Do You Miss Me, made waves. Then came Bebot in 2006, a fully Tagalog song to air on MTV, screaming Filipino in the lyrics.
I know
and
this
being
song.
popularized by the fast-growing Black Eyed Peas. Bebot became a milestone in Filipino representation that would accelerate as YouTube grew, eventually leading to TikTok as a powerful platform for music and record-breaking artists like Zach Tabudlo, who in 2022 emerged as the most streamed Filipino artist on Spotify Philippines.
I guess I would call it Asian domination. And I don't think a lot of people give that recognition in terms
Okay.
of the K-pop world. And
Listen, I'm going to tell you guys something. It's secretive. Seriously. Zach Tubalo, listen, I had the company come to me and tell them that if I ever wanted to meet him in person, that they could organize that and have me meet to them, and I'll always, like, you know, be able to react to him as well without any issues and copyright, to just talk to them. That was one of the coolest moments. And to me, I feel like that kind of showed me a very, very important thing, that like doing stuff like this and, you know, sharing my love that I have for something can be incredibly helpful. And not only that, I feel like it's incredibly beautiful to just truly be myself and share with you guys what I feel with these songs and how they affect me, because Filipino songs are incredibly strong, and without them I don't think we would have music like we do today. We wouldn't, period. Their songs are so incredibly and beautifully crafted that you have to pay attention. You have to.
how they opened up the door for us.
So, can we expect to see Filipino culture finally permeate mainstream music? And why did it take 100 years for American music to finally see Filipinos?
I'm
Dionella.
Leo Bea, and this is One Down, where we redefine Filipino.
I'm gonna love this video. Oh my gosh, I can already tell. The history.
It goes back pretty far. Our Philam music, a lot of the first music was really coming from farm workers who were, you know, on their days off, like
Singing
playing at home or hanging out through funds. Like there's records as well of musicians being a part of those speakeasies. So it's in line with our immigrant experience.
That's beautiful.
While Filipinos often had to change their last names to book gigs, Filipino bands as well as individual musicians were still part of the scene, playing a diverse range of music.
This is
including
incredible.
Jazz, swing, and waltz, performing in labor camps and Prohibition-era nightclubs. Even Louis Armstrong's drummer, Danny Barcelona, was Filipino.
Yo!
We weren't always visible,
I didn't
but
even
we were
know
there.
that. I'm sorry to interrupt again, but I love when videos do this. They share with you something you would probably have not known, right? Maybe you guys do know and it's obvious, but like, this is something I didn't know. This is another thing I love about history, is like you be shown these little hints, these little footprints that you didn't pick up on before. These footprints that led to the bigger thing, which is Filipinos now and being so incredibly talented with karaoke and et cetera, et cetera. It's just these footprints leading to this.
Visible, but we were there.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
There are some legendary, singers are now well into their 90s. So Fanny was a all-female rock band.
We need more of them.
In the 1970s. 3 of them are Pinay. They were the very first all-female rock band to be signed to a major label at that time. But they also, were going through the journey of being female in rock.
Yeah.
These are the guys who are still around. Like, unfortunately, prior to that, not many are around.
We just didn't hang together long enough to really break through all that prejudice and skepticism.
There wasn't social media yet. It was a little bit harder. You had to really go out and network in person.
Just see the people.
Inside, 200 teenagers as the party goes wild.
We started our career in the Filipino
you saw the Filipino flag on there?
community. House parties, drive Honda Civics, and there's always dance battle.
The 90s were super special. Jocelyn Enriquez, Kai, Pinay, Drop in Harmony, Interlude, Premiere. All of these artists were coming out from the Bay. There was a huge demand for them charting on the Billboard, even bringing them to national tours. Like some of them had toured with like Destiny's Child. Almost collectively at the same time, not intentionally, but at the same time, they were getting signed to major labels. They were finding their songs on the radio. Like things were really brewing for them.
For good reason.
If you dig deep into who was behind those record labels, a lot of them also came from the 1980s. There's this huge DJ mobile scene that came out of here. And so through them, like it seemed like it kind of ushered or opened the door for what was happening in the 90s.
And when you come back?
Well, it still hasn't been determined.
When it came time to looking for opportunities and other people finding out that they're Filipino or Asian, I think the challenge was the folks on the business side never really knew how to market them.
We always had to prove ourselves, right? We shopped our demos to record companies, and back then it was predominantly gangster music that they wanted to sign, right? And we're more like the Tribe Called Quest, B-Boys, and they didn't see our music as tangible. A single. We'd go to like colleges at lunchtime. After the show, we would have a mailing list. Our crowd started getting bigger and bigger every show. The record company's like, who are these guys? Like, oh, remember that one song that they have? It's like, it's probably in your desk,
The American Music Award goes to the Black Eyed Peas.
That's so sick.
The Black Eyed Peas.
They made my childhood too, Black Eyed Peas.
3 Grammys and more than 27 million
I got a
albums
feeling.
sold.
Hey!
That book was actually a sequel, really, to the first music video I did for the Black Eyed Peas, which was the Apple song. The coming out of Apple the App as a Filipino artist within the Black Eyed Peas.
That's just incredible.
The Generation 1, which takes place in the 1936 story.
Oh my God, that is so old.
Yeah, but it's a classic.
When I was working the debut, I was inspired by this story to try to preserve the area. And Apple, promoted and pushed for me. If I used the Apple song as a way to really talk about the Filipino World War II veterans, I felt with Bebo, even though it was more of a dance song, it gave me an opportunity to talk about the 1920s swing, especially in Stockton, California, where the asparagus fields and farmers.
A lot of that hasn't been documented or shared.
There's so much you don't know.
I feel like if our film artists really understood what lineage they come from here in America in terms of music, just having that knowledge and empowerment alone could go a long way.
Yes, 100%.
Salamat po.
Salamat po.
Bebo Generation 2 literally took the music video narrative of Dr. Dre, Ain't Nothing But a G Thing, right, with Snoop Dogg. So we actually shot it in the same park as this video. We did the whole house party vibe, and we added our own Filipino flavor. And what I thought was more important was to incorporate a lot of our own celebrities.
So 2 of my artists were in the Bebo video, Lori and Lee J. Abukayan. Lori, she was an R&B vocalist, and Lee J was this world champion beatboxer. Behind the scenes, just getting everybody together was like, that never happened. And so it was just amazing to see that for the first time.
That's beautiful.
This was a 4th of July weekend shoot. I remember this in 2006. A lot of my friends from the Bay Area drove down for the road trip. American Idol's Jasmine Trees and Camille Velasco there. Bamboo and Kiwi were there from Native Guns. DJ Icy Ice. The Bebop mom, Luella,
This is
one of my good friends.
crazy.
This was a chance to, uplift them and network.
Put all of it together, man.
Obviously, it made a mark musically and visually, but even behind the scenes, I think it also did the same.
It touched their hearts, literally being there.
Entering into the social media era, one artist has broken unprecedented records that showcase the speed that OPM is growing.
Yes.
And that is Zach Tabudlo, who in 2022 emerged as the most streamed Filipino artist
said his name
on
wrong, my
Spotify
fault, I'm sorry.
Philippines, with the only two artists
Tabudlo.
above him in listens being Taylor Swift and BTS.
He's unbelievable.
I guess I would call it Asian domination in terms of the music industry.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Passion from San Francisco.
Yo, what up, guys? It's me, AJ.
YouTube gave us this platform to show us who we are.
Nothing I can do to keep my heart away.
That's why there's like so much opportunities nowadays, because one of the big factors was when K-pop blew up in the US and like gave us a door for the Asian community to come in and show capabilities of being an artist blowing up worldwide.
Nobody knows, no.
I think the struggle of the past, basically only the majors were able to really push for their artists out. You would really need to either fly your artists to the territories that you want to introduce them to, or really buy ad spend on television, on radio, on print in order for you to do that. It really starts with how tech has evolved and how we're all now able to consume media that's from other parts of the world.
Yeah. 100%
so we
agree.
were called the pandemic babies in a way. Addie and Arthur Neri and all these
Arthur Neri, oh my gosh.
Overwhelming authenticity
Incredible.
and overwhelming like relationship between people being stuck at homes. I kind of like targeted that heart of theirs.
The timing and execution of Zach's music became evident in his song Pano, which became the longest running #1 OPM song on Spotify Philippines. It even became the fastest OPM song to hit 200 million streams on Spotify and entered the charts in several Southeast Asian countries.
Whether it's what people in the Philippines are into and whether what people outside of the Philippines are into. And I feel like that influences how songwriters write, how artists perform, how we release music has definitely evolved from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So whether it's a simple Instagram reel where you add your music or a TikTok video where you use the song and you dance to it.
Hey, yo!
So in terms of global impact, I would say it had to be Bini. The name itself is hinged on the Filipino word Bini Bini. Their music, it was very intentional for us to release a full Tagalog album first before we started going into the English tracks. We are able to incorporate some of the Filipino culture into their music and to their music videos. So we also have artists like Maki, who got a nomination in Japan recently. He's really involved with the songwriting and even the narrative to his music videos. He has co-directed some of them. The Filipino sensibilities come out in terms of the lyrics.
Oh, go off then, bro.
Most
like
of Filipinos can really
on his
sing.
knees doing
and
it.
That's like one of the biggest assets of becoming Filipino, I guess, and becoming an artist is that you can really sing.
Yeah. Ah, dude, yes. That was unbelievable. What a moment in time. We just got
that culture
easy.
unintentionally passed on to generations has always been
dude.
like the key into getting there.
Oh, I didn't see this.
K-pop has their own
crowd
thing,
doing
but
that.
OPM also has their own thing, and so has these other countries. And it's always going back to that culture, and that's how you differentiate this field of music sonically,
so good, bro.
in character, and just the feel of everything.
Dionella, don't stop it.
People like Dianella would like have inspirations with Neo. I would
love
have
it.
inspirations with like some alternative rock songs back then as well. Habang
Eraserheads.
Buhay was a song of mine that became big. You can just see how music and OPM evolves with influences and inspiration.
Not
I
only
love
are
it.
more fans worldwide listening to OPM, but Zach's music has even found admiration amongst K-pop idols, with some of them covering the song on their own platforms. BTS's Jungkook even played Give Me Your Forever on a live stream, praising Zach's vocals and adding the song to his playlist.
I saved this song in my library. Yeah, thank you.
What I'm starting to see now that I've
Incredible.
never seen this much proudness of our culture.
And it's
People
deserving.
know what chicken adobo now and like labeled as one of the sexiest accent in Southeast
I love the
Asia,
accent.
you know?
It is wholesome.
YouTube reaction videos, paying attention like Filipino artists.
What? Am I in the video? Hey, Marina. Come on, bro. Like,
it's like, what?
I really believe that the Philippines has so much untapped potential
Yes.
that's innate in us. And it just requires unleashing. We have a responsibility to build the ecosystem. A&R, management, digital distribution, production, branding, all of these things that go in to support an artist need to happen.
For those of us behind the scenes,
There's
if
too
we
many good
focus
artists,
on
man.
building the ecosystem and the infrastructure with the intention of building a long runway, our Philam artists and creatives will achieve long-term success, but also financial stability.
Fact of the matter is there's room for all of us.
For us, it began with us building classrooms, it evolved into us doing scholarships. It was me, Ted Benito, Apple. We recently did a project with the Sisters of Mary, and it was a beautiful example of what happens when you give a bunch of young people tools and confidence to create. For us, it wasn't
It starts in the schools too,
about
bro.
putting a microphone in front of them and saying go. It was about teaching them skills. It gives young people a sense of identity and belonging. And creative education is the bridge between healing and the opportunity between talent and the global stage.
And at the same time, technology has made it so much easier for cross collaboration.
That is true.
To really then like have a real pipeline. I think we're already in it. I think it's already happening. The Academy is best known for its awards, but really at its core, it's really a purpose-driven organization that supports music creatives of all backgrounds. It's like a community for music people. So that's how diverse the music industry is. Today, it's a little bit
incredibly
different
diverse.
because I think a lot of those lines and boundaries have gone away. It's really even more about the music because a lot of the next generation isn't so concerned about, you know, what the artist looks like.
And the Grammy goes to Bruno Mars.
That's the one right
We're
there.
impressed with artists like YN, Denise Julia, Flo G. These
Oh, yeah, Flo
artists
G's
are
insane,
emerging,
too.
and I really
good.
personally believe that the Philippines is experiencing a golden era in music today.
We are so grateful to receive this award, but you see, this award isn't just for us. It's also for those people who believe in us and who have been a part of our journey. From our hardworking team and management, ABS-CBN.
In terms of ABS-CBN and outside of the Philippines, we do have partners that we work with. We acknowledge that we need help promoting our artists outside of the Philippines, and that's why we have marketing consultants in the US. We have teams in Asia to help us promote, and that we do need to understand more about how the markets of each territory goes.
If you take a look at the Filipinos in the diaspora, we're not better. We're actually part of the greater Filipino community. What's different about Filipinos from the diaspora is that we grew up in places that had different things.
Yeah.
And today, some of the things that we have grown up with are treasures for us to transport. And I hope to take the things that we have learned wherever we might have been, you know, globally, to go back home to connect in the spirit in how Apple himself has helped. I mean, he'll tell you himself. The reason why he does what he does is because someone helped him.
I think it's the reason why Apple was so popular, right? Because yes, he was
Influential.
mainstream, and people could argue, oh, it's because of the Black Eyed Peas. But when Apple used that platform, it was upon his reaching, and he took advantage of it. He knew, and it showed his authentic voice.
Lapit mga kaibigan at makinig kayo.
This is crazy.
Ako'y may dala-dalang balita galing sa bayan ko.
Hey, yo!
Beautiful.
It is a very, very beautiful
How
language.
is it universal? How can the next culture, next country could relate to this song?
It doesn't matter if it's like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or like decades ago.
JR!
Until now, people would feel your authenticity.
the
Cup of
longer
Joe,
you're in it, the
Sunkissed
more you
Lola.
invest, I do believe will really result into greater success, like more than we probably believe ourselves.
And we are Beanie from the Philippines!
Oh man, this is so wholesome. I got
Our artists
goosebumps.
aren't the only one who's able to cross these borders, hoping for the success of different OPM artists and really introducing Filipino music to the world.
My team and I flew to America. We just announced it in the Philippines. It was just really fascinating and nerve-wracking because like I see it on TV shows before and like YouTube videos, and now I can like see it in person. The US market itself is such a hard market to kind of like tap on because people there have so much of the strong culture that's always been there throughout the years. Production techniques and just learning how to do it
This
their
is
way, and
amazing.
at the same time incorporate
This is amazing video,
my
man.
style. And so every time
One
I would
down.
create my
Thank you
music,
for
they
this
would always
video. This
want
is beautiful.
something that still me, but still incorporate the knowledge of how they create their music in America. Me being Filipino and being able to like cross that flag all over the world and just try and do my best to do my part and make music and try to get there.
And he does
I
so
think that's
beautifully,
always
man.
been like a goal of mine. So
Incredible
no matter
musician.
what happens, it's always gonna be Filipinos behind me and just in my heart.
That is so wholesome,
Thanks to the
bro.
Recording Academy for collaborating with us at One Down to highlight Filipino
Amazing
contributions
video.
to music over the past 100 years.
Filipino music has honestly contributed so much. If you really look at it and you step back and you just watch carefully and you pay attention, because honestly, I have been paying attention, and even still, I still was surprised at some of the things I learned in this video. An incredible, incredible video. I loved it, man. One Down, you did phenomenal. I loved every bit of it. Just the history and then seeing the artists themselves, especially the artists that I reacted to. I mean, I love this video so much, bro. This just shows you the true in-depth of all of it, and it kind of like brings it out to let you know that there's so much emotion connected to it as well. It isn't just about statistics or this is how this works. This is about emotion and, you know, passionately trying to get your music out there, especially considering that the history that the Philippines have, singing as farm workers and other things like that, and singing karaoke so casually, it has something to do with that emotional contact that they have with music, and seeing them step out of there and being recognized in America and things like that. It's just beautiful, man. And speaking of beautiful, that's all of you. And I want to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hey, if you liked it, leave a like. If you loved it, subscribe. If you want more, let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, until next time, guys. Peace.
A river runs through golden sands. Dreams are woven in fragile hands.